Today, we're taking a look at one of the new regiments added with the most recent DLC, Iron Curtain. It's a German DDR motorized regiment. Its main fighting force is the BMP-1. So if we come over here to this Regipedia, we take a look at the BMP-1. We can see that this has a 73mm cannon, although we do have the BMP-2 with us, which is going to be our Conqueror's ATGM. And we should also have some Sager missiles as well if we can locate those on the BMP-1s. Next, our another main fighting element is the T-72M. We only have one platoon of these, so ideally this is going to act as our main anti-tank regiment or platoon, but we'll see how it fares on the battlefield. Mainly, we're going to take a really fortified defensive stance against any NATO force that comes at us. And then we're going to be playing on Route Sherwood, which is one of the new maps that was added with the previous DLC that added two new operations as well as several British units. So we have our motorized number 9 selected, random NATO force. We're going to click on to battle, and we're just going to let this bad boy load, and then we're going to discuss our defensive plan. The enemy is going to be approaching us from the south, so our BMP-1s kind of need to be in a good little defensive area, so they need to have trees, hills, decent lines of sight in order for us to capitalize on everyone who's going to be attacking us. So here we have the two enemy entrances, one over here, and then one over here. They're approaching us from the south and the southwest, so a small little pincer maneuver. The first thing I'm going to start positioning are these anti-tank emplacements, kind of right here, and it's just going to spawn camp these units right as they spawn in. I think that's relatively fair. It gives us a good little defensive line, and we can kind of put them in cover in these tree lines right there. So we create a little vector right there that's just going to annihilate anyone that enters. Then we're going to capitalize on this high ground as well. We're going to place one right there. We're going to place one right here. One thing we do need to make sure we have is an anti-air emplacement as well. A bit further back, so if any unit kind of approaches us, like above us, we're going to immediately eliminate them. Then we're going to go back to our ATGMs, our anti-tank emplacements. We're going to place one right here. So basically, we shut down this whole open area. We're also going to place some BMP-1s in this general vicinity. We have 35 points left over. Let's drop one more anti-air emplacement kind of over here and up here on this hillside. With that being said, we're going to grab a few barbed wire and we're just going to shut down some avenues of approach. This way, this one basically gets shut down. They're forced to come through this tree line. Next, they're going to have to stop just short of this hillside, which is really good for us. And if they do try and approach from this direction, we can shut them down over here as well. So it kind of funnels them into some kind of kill zones. Then when I come over here as well, we're going to shut down this approach right here on this hillside. And then we're going to try and shut down a few things in this general vicinity. We'll put that on the road, even though that doesn't really affect the high unit's travel speed or anything like that. But I feel like it's super necessary just for it to look good. And let's just keep shutting things down. Let's also shut this route down right here. Now we can put two more anti-tank emplacements, which I think is exactly what I'm going to do right there. And then we're going to put one over here as well. We're really relying heavily on these ATGMs because we don't have a decent defensive line or a decent anti-tank that we can really do anything with. We're going to put our anti-air right there. We're going to put these BMP-1s right here in this little defensive position, facing that way. Then we're going to grab our BMP-1s. These ones should, I believe, have the Conquerors. We're going to put them on this hillside right here. And we're going to grab these BMP-2s and we're going to place them just a little short, but that direction as well. A BMP-1, this recon unit, can assist us over here. I feel like that's really necessary. He can spot some units out. And then we need this Grodd weapon system. We're going to place him down towards here. We're actually going to click on him as well. And we're going to assign him to Control 1. So that unit's always assigned. And then we have an HQ unit we can pull in and kind of reinforce this position right over here. So let's hit space to confirm. Let's get this battle started. And we should be rocking and rolling now. We have our defensive line all set up. We have 20 minutes of battle that's going to unfold. We have a BMP-1 with a 73mm cannon, supported by T-72s as well as anti-tank weapon systems. We have BMP-2s, which are currently facing the correct way. Ideally, I want them to face that way. Hopefully, they just kind of rotate and then re-in place. Honestly, I don't really like that line of sight they have in their current position. So let's just move them forward. Let's click on him, move him forward. We want them to be dismounted as well. And just go like that. So we should be getting some contact here shortly. This BMP-2 all dug in. I kind of want them to be dismounted as well. I want everyone mostly dismounted so that our machine guns can engage, things like that. Let's hit pause. All right, everyone's going to start. Everyone's dismounting. Everyone's rotating. ATGMs are on the way. This unit's moving forward a bit, which is really good for us. Once they're in position, they're going to be able to shut down this avenue of approach. What's our distance, right? We have 2,800 meters, so honestly, these guys need to be a fair bit closer because they're not really going to be able to provide any fire support. Let's see what we can do. So 2,800 meters is basically this lake right there. So they just need to move up. Let's see if we can kind of get them in this tree line a little bit and see what we can make happen. We have smokes. We have a new task force ready in 3 minutes, so we should get a fair amount of task force. This BMP-1's kind of in a little junky position. This map, if we like zoom out and take a look at it, there's a lot of fortified cover on it. So, all right, there's our first engagement. Unknown unit moving to engage. Engaging with ATGMs. Looks to be our first BTRs and BMPs. All right, our anti-tank units engaging them. And, ooh, tank fire, outstanding. Way more of a threat. Artillery coming online. So let's hit 1, let's hit T. Let's hit I, bring it back up. Let's get a good little salvo going. Oh, we have a recon unit over here on our flank. Kind of snuck into that area. So we should easily be able to deal with this recon unit. Ooh, what are those? Those are deadly. They're kind of like, all right, they're smoking us. Ooh, we have all kinds of nastiness going on. All right, all kinds of nastiness. Look at that. Heavy artillery falling on us. Absolute nightmare to deal with. Let's see what we can do. We have no counter artillery for that right now. We're going to we should have marked that with smoke. Let's see if our Grodd weapon system is going to do anything about that. They really focused down that unit right there. All right, there's that smoke. Hopefully they move out of that position. We have 17 more minutes of this absolutely fierce fighting that's going to happen. Ooh, look at that range of that HQ. If we move him a bit forward, that gets everything. So that's a really good position for him. You think we should bring back... I mean, these BMPs are in a good position, but we should put him in the range of this HQ unit so he gets a bit of a buff. I think that's really important for us to have. All right, that was mobile artillery in this back line. It looks like they're not engaging us at this moment, mostly because we're not spotted. These T-72Ms are really weak feeling, in my honest opinion. All right, looks like was that an airstrike moving up on us? Not quite sure. Oh, that's our Grodd. All right, so our Grodd's just peppering that position. We know there was an artillery unit there, so we're not super duper concerned. All right, they're firing back at us. All right, and these guys are coming up on our flank. So hit QQQ to reboot. Let's move to engage this guy. Let's smoke. What is this right here? So these guys came around this way as well. I'm not quite sure where the spawn is, but that's a good little position for them to be in. So we're going to try and retrograde a little tiny bit. This is a small little recon unit. I don't know how well we're going to hold this off. Our T-72 should be able to shut down these challengers. Ooh, they're British, so we're facing off against the British. Come on, that should be an easy, absolutely easy shutdown for these T-72 challengers, especially on that flank. There we go. Artillery unit. Why is this guy getting absolutely punished? These T-72s are really weak feeling. All right, that Challenger 2 is closing the gap. We should be able to shut them down, though. These mobile artillery is an absolute nightmare to deal with. And as the difficulty goes up, the amount of artillery goes up. That's really what we have to deal with. And we do have what looks to be an FV-42. Should shut them down quite easily. Can we bring anyone online? We're going to bring up a good little anti-air. We should shut down this unit, and he just shoots us right in the back. Right, and there's really... Let's just smoke this. We really need to get rid of that mobile artillery. So, 1T. We're going to try and just pepper them non-stop with anti-tank, but it's going to become... This is going to slowly just turn into an artillery battle, which is the absolute least amount of fun you can have in some situations. All right, here comes their anti-tank. We do have some things we can deal with, and we should be able to shut them down. We're going to send these helos around. We're going to try and search for that mobile artillery on the back line. We have a new task force available. We're going to pause right now, and we're just going to take an artillery group. I think that's really what we're going to need at this moment, just so we can just keep up. We don't need that BTR at all. Where's my Grad missile? Like, he's completely out of ammo, so he needs a retreat because there is no refitting in this mode. Let's get this T-72 back online. Let's pull these Hinds around. Try and play a bit dangerous. Spot these units. See if we can catch them out. Because we know they're back here. Let's see what we see. There he is. Come on, move to engage. That's an artillery system. There we go. Suppressed. Easily dealt with. All right, there should be another one. Let's keep looking. All right, nothing. We're going to bring our M124s back. We have 14 minutes. That was a good little fight. I don't really like the heavy reliance on artillery, but let's see what we get. We should have T-72s rolling back up. We haven't really lost Bravo yet. We should be facing off against another enemy force here in a moment. These guys are a bit too far forward now that we're seeing what this enemy force composition is. We're going to really struggle with these challengers too, so hopefully this unit's in a better position than he was last time. And we're going to try and rely mostly on our artillery, so let's bring this unit up as well. Once he's on deck, we will reassign him. We're going to put this recon force in this tree line. All right, let's... Ooh, we got it. All right, so here we go. So how fast do you think this helo is going to move? We're gonna get that helo online. We're gonna do exactly the same thing they're doing. We're gonna counter smoke. We're gonna hit space. These BMPs are gonna move to engage. So let's go like this. There's that smoke moving up. These guys are moving right towards that barbed wire. Let's see, our Hinds are moving up. One unit I want to track down is our artillery. I'd really like to know where his position's at. We're going to assign him to control 2. We're going to hit T. And as soon as he's capable, I want him hammering away at some units. Let's track down this Hind. Let's hit space. And let's see what we can do. Let's watch these Hinds do some work. All right, lots of smoke, lots of fire, lots of ATGMs. Let's shut all of this down. They're all hung up on that barbed wire, which is absolutely awesome. We cannot complain about that. This unit should ease. This unit's fortified and dug in. He should be able to shut down both this Warrior Rifle Regiment and this unit right here should be shut down as well. So we hit 2T. Let's see what kind of artillery we can put on this unit. These guys are getting absolutely kind of decimated. Doesn't look as good without the Grad weapon system, but we are shutting most of these guys down. These challengers are really strong. The fronts are facing us right now, and we're just getting too many misses, honestly. So what's this? Where are these Hinds at? I want these Hinds to engage these chieftains. We have a new task force available. This unit's getting absolutely wrecked right now. They're getting shut down. These guys. Hopefully, this cannon can do a little bit of work at least on that gun. Right, that, what is it, like a 30 mil? Should be able to do some decent penetration. See if we can shut down this unit right there as well. So let's do a quick little pause, hit the I key, bring everything back up. BTR with an anti-tank regiment. Let's see if we can get them in that tree line right there. These guys are completely out of ammo. We're going to bring them back. We're going to bring up a new task force. This time we're going to go. I'm not feeling like we can get some air power going with these rockets. But we should focus on the main mechanized force, which are these BTRs with rifle regiments. BTR. Ooh, that looks really cool. Task Force Arthur. Let's bring them in. What did this guy get? More BTRs, more BTRs. Not a lot of BMPs for a main BMP regiment. This might be better, actually. Let's go with them. Call them in. This is a mobile artillery. We don't really need it. Let's get this BMP on deck and try and reinforce this town right here. We're going to try and reinforce this position right here. We have a fairly decent front line. We have a really heavy artillery barrage. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get this HQ unit dealt with. Seems like they relatively have given up. So you're going to stop just short, which is fine. You're going to stay within that HQ range, and we should be able to shut all of this down. 3 minutes till our next task force, 10 minutes left in the battle. Mi-24s have retreated. Once those are back online, we'll bring them back up. ATGM is running out of ammo. We do, what is this, F432? Should be dealt with relatively easily. Let's see. I don't foresee this unit breaking any barriers, but they are getting kind of close, and they're now routed. So this whole middle area is absolutely wide open. So let's... We're going to wait. I don't want to move this unit yet because we have a fairly... This side feels really weak to me. You're going to move forward. See what you can scout out. See, this is what I was concerned about. Still can't bring in our... Hines is what I really want. Try and hit that with an artillery position. Where are our Hines? Right here. I want these guys back on the battlefield. They're really going to come in clutch here in a moment. All right, and this is why we didn't rotate too much right here. This anti-tank thing is going to be absolutely dealt with. These guys are going to have a good time. Lots of anti-tank missiles flowing into this regiment. And just like that, it was absolutely blown up. Frontal attack. Looks like we do have some anti-air, so we're going to do some air-to-air combat here in a moment, but we do have a Shilka right here, so we should shut that down relatively easily. And just like that, this unit's out of ammo anyway and cannot be restocked. We have no real way of doing too much. We could get this Grodd back online. I thought I called in this Hind. And this is like a mobile artillery. All right. What is that? That looks like just a standard artillery. For some reason, they're targeting our units that are moving up, which is absolutely fantastic. This area still feels really strong. They're a bit low on ammo, but our Hind's going to reinforce them, honestly. So that's what we're going to try and do with that Hind, is to do a bit of reinforcing. And here comes just this potential. I don't know why they're hitting so far back. There's really no reason to do that. Like we're not defending Delta. What was that? So I'm not super worried about that. They're not even like walking it up. It just looks like just this random artillery strike the game calls in sometimes. So now they're walking it back to Bravo. And that artillery can be, heavy rain can be a problem. All right. Let's see. We're going to retreat that unit. There is a small little, what is this? So somehow they broke through and got Foxtrot. So let's grab our Hind. Kind of silly. It's a chieftain, so we're... I guess they broke through, got Foxtrot because we're not really paying that much attention to it, especially that flank. So they get Foxtrot, Golf, and then we lose this. Why is there a supply truck right there? So once our Hinds are in position, they're going to shut down that chieftain. So let's just see that happen. Right. So it's just going to engage that unit. Just pointlessly. And then once it's destroyed, we're going to just do some helicopter on helicopter combat and try and reclaim that position. And he retreated, so that's cool. And then we're just going to come back and take this. So, cool. Nothing really exciting going on over there. There is a front forming right here, though. All right. Let's smoke this. Let's hit space. What can we bring in? It'll be a while before we can get these BMP-2s back up to the front line. So let's try and shut this down. All right, we should shut most of this down. We do have an anti-air emplacement. That was a cluster strike they just called in on us. All right, all of this is starting to break. We're going to move these BTR-70s up. We're going to hit dismount. Once they're dismounted, they're going to engage these units right here. These are the British. And there's definitely a lot of damage to be done right here. So we hit I. These guys are just overall having an absolutely terrible time trying to move up this hillside. Although once they get on, they should just be absolutely decimated. Continuing to move forward. Moving close. They just stop just short. And this is just an absolute massacre at this moment in time. Really, we're just whittling them down at this point. I mean, we could even call an artillery strike just for fun. Why is this unit under so much fire? Ooh, look at that. So look at this. This is a decent little front. But we do have some BMPs on our way. Alright, that unit is having a grand old time. Oops. A bit off with that artillery strike. I thought we were going to fare a bit better, but unfortunately we did not. Let's see what we can do. What do we have? I mean, we can hit this guy as well. Lots of recon, lots of tank. Definitely not the best, so we can try and route some forces over here and just see what happens, because this is kind of collapsing right now, which is super unfortunate for us. This guy's going to collapse. This whole front is just gone now, which sucks, but we're going to reroute, we're going to re-engage, and we're going to try and get things into position. I'm not going to pull too many guys. Nothing we really need to be overly concerned with. We can kind of get these Hinds back on deck to shut some of this down. Once those are in position, we should be able to reclaim this hill. We do have a BMP regiment I was pulling up. If I can locate him. There goes that artillery. That artillery feels a bit slow. We have a new regiment ready. I don't think we're going to lose this relatively at all. We do need this anti-tank because we're getting absolutely decimated by not having anti-tank. And we're going to get him into position. Overall, they really need to cover a good portion of ground. And then once we're in position, a lot of this artillery is going to push them back. I'm not sure where these guys are trying to move. So in 10 seconds, hopefully they're not through there. But they're moving a lot faster than I thought they were. If we can stop them, that would be relatively nice. Come on. Aircraft. Just like that. Look at that. That was absolutely perfect. So they're moving for Alpha. We're going to move to claim Alpha. Where's our BMP-2s that are absolutely over here? They're going to route this way. And we're going to shut this down. So we've basically defended that fairly successfully. 3 minutes left. This is basically done. They're just going to send maybe 1 or 2 more waves. And our Hind's going to absolutely deal with that unit here in a moment. This looks to be what looks to be some sort of aircraft that was just shot down. Outstanding. BMP-2s, BMP-1s. We're going to refit this general area. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to hit X for that unit. They're all going to dismount. We maintain Alpha. We maintain Charlie. I mean, there's no... I guess we hold Golf. That unit's doing just fine. We lost maybe 1 position. I feel fairly confident that we should be able to shut that unit down. Like right, there we go. A direct hit with that ATGM. We're going to also rally this unit for no reason. I don't want to just sacrifice that BMP-2. And here comes this position over here. They're done. We're just going to hit this with an artillery strike or a Su-20 Su bombers, and we shouldn't have too much to worry about. All right, they're all getting picked up. We'll just smoke whatever that unit's doing. 0 seconds. Here comes our... Where's our airstrike at? Oh, over here. All right. Outstanding. It sucks that this unit's losing health, but, or ammo, this T-72 should be able to shut them down. I'm not going to be like, oh, no, no, no. We have 2 minutes left. This is basically done. This is basically done. We get this Hind back on deck, so once it's back in play, we'll just have a good old time. We're going to hold on to this HQ unit. And they have a lot of tanks moving into our position. That's doing just fine. We're just going to pull everyone back. Like, look at that. You're going to retreat. I'm not sure where that artillery is coming from. I don't even see it on the map. We have 1 minute left. This HQ unit's just going to retreat. I asked them to reverse, so they opted to go forward for some reason. I don't know why that is. And then this guy just crashed into this barbed wire. Did he go through it? Like, what happened right here? And we're just going to call in another Su-25 rocket attack just to close this off, see what happens. And overall, we're just going to watch these Mi-24 Hinds shut down these chieftains. All right, this BMP-2 is having a relatively good time. We're going to rally this unit as well. All right, where's our Su-25s? There they are. Perfect hit. Perfect hit. Did next to no damage, though, which is unfortunate. 36 seconds. Double the time. Right, this BMP-2 is going to just shut everything down. We'll just smoke this area. Ensure that he survives. This T-72 is going to attempt to get right back into position. It will try and do some damage with this cannon. There's that mobile artillery we're talking about. And then that's the round. All right. 53 destroyed, 14 lost. That's a really good KD. United Kingdom, 37, 98 loss. I can dig it. Peace, guys. Like, comment, subscribe.